Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe!
Yes!
That's unbelievable!
Howie, no, I'm not going to say it. I was about to say you redeem yourself. I'm not going to say that.
I've often
But
said
I
Howie
think
is the best GM in the NFL.
You've totally redeemed yourself. I don't care if it's a red shirt. Sit him 2 years. Well, I'll wait 2 years for a linebacker.
I mean, I was ready to do the same thing with the Jabbo, so.
Yeah, I had Dean ranked higher than Ajaba, Dean he was the best player on the best defense I've ever seen in college football last year on Georgia. People can talk about the 5 guys who went in the first round. Nakobe Dean was the lifeblood and the heart of that defense. We have not had a linebacker as good as Nakobe Dean since who? Since who? Yeah, I turned my camera back on.
Mark, looking good there. I missed you.
I liked having you guys just like I was on like a conference call. That was pretty cool having this like the TPL logo up there. I liked that, but I had to turn the logo back on. I'm smiling. I haven't smiled since we picked it.
Right, same here. We've been talking about fucking dog stories. Sad dog stories. That's how bad this has been. All right, Shane, do you have a video on Nakobe Dean?
I do. I can play it here.
All right, man. I like this pick. I don't give a shit about next year or not. The Eagles needed to make a move. The Eagles are about to make the selection. Let's go!
The number 5 guy on the board is Nakobe Dean, the linebacker out of Georgia. He was number 25 on my big board. He fell out of the first round. Dean has great range in the passing game. He can cover anybody, and he's got a quick trigger downfield in the running game. So quick processor, elite athleticism. He's a really good blitzer. He totaled 23 pressures to go along with his 6 sacks at Georgia last year. And then in space, he's a good tackler, which is always going to be important for your linebackers. The biggest issue for Dean and why he fell out of the first round is his size. He is undersized, and I think there's concerns about him being able to cover tight ends at the next level and being a liability in the run game. Now at Georgia, that wasn't the case, but he played behind an elite Georgia defensive line that saw, Travon Walker go number 1 overall, Jordan Davis at 13, Devontae Wyatt. All 3 of these guys going in the first round. Quay Walker also went in the first round, so he played with a stacked front 7 that was able to keep him clean in the run game. That's likely not going to happen at the next level, so his projection in run defense is questionable. I think he would be a great fit at 47 overall to the Washington Commanders. Their first round pick a year ago, Jamin Davis. Okay, we don't need to hear about that. We don't need to hear about him going to the Commanders. So have you ever wondered like what would happen if Davion Taylor was a good football player? Because that's Nakobe Dean. Like, he's got that athleticism, but he actually knows how to play football. And maybe the run defending is a concern for him, but guess what? The Eagles just took a monster in the first round in Jordan Davis, and so he can hide that. Like, I love the pick. I love stacking those teammates there together. And like Mark said, I'll wait 2 years. I've been waiting a decade. I've been waiting my whole life for a good linebacker. So I'm stoked. If Nakobe Dean has to sit out his entire rookie contract before he's able to play, it's still a great pick.
Yeah, I'll give him $50 million. Play no games. I'll give you a full contract, Nakobe. Just play linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles at some point. We have not had a guy who can do the things he can do at that position since Jeremiah Trotter. I don't know who else I can even say. Like, who's the best linebacker we've had since Trotter?
Inside. Stuart Bradley?
Yeah, I think he's better than Stuart Bradley. I think.
Yeah. Here's the question. If we took Nakobe Dean at 51 and we took the Jerky Boy at 83, would you be happy?
I'm happy now.
Fine with it.
I'm happy now.
I would.
So,
I would be. I'm a little nervous about these question marks on Nakobe Dean. I got to figure out what is happening going on right now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I think all the question marks are medical, so we're not going to find out anything other than what the Eagles tell us, which is going to be nothing. So I'm fine taking the chance. Like I said, like that guy could have a torn meniscus. He could have a torn pec for all I know. Like I'll wait all year. I don't think that there's any question marks about like everything I've heard about him as a guy is that he's like everything you want in a leader on your defense and everything you want in the locker room. And then there's no concerns for me on the field. I think it's just all injuries. I really think that people were like, I think that people didn't know about these injuries. But that's an incredible pick. I mean, people are going to say whatever they want to say about this. We just got a better football player in the third than we got in the first round. I mean, I fully feel that way.
That's not true.
I had him ranked. I had him ranked higher than him way before the draft. I had him ranked like multiple spots higher than him. I feel extremely confident in saying that. And anyone who watched Georgia's defense would tell you Nakobe Dean was better on Georgia last year. I don't really think there's any argument there. But I get Jordan Davis's traits, yada yada yada. That's the best pick that the Eagles made in the draft. The best player they got in their draft, in my opinion. And this isn't revisionist history. This is my rankings from before the draft. Nakobe Dean was my 15th best player in the draft, and they just got him at 83. So I feel fantastic, fellas. I couldn't be happy.
We need to grade day 2 here, but I agree, Mark. This was a move that makes me feel better because a lot of this draft was a lot of sadness with not just Eagles content. So for me, I would grade this a solid B+. Solid B+. I think the Eagles are going to get a difference maker at that position that they haven't seen in a long time, just like Mark broke down there. So this guy can do it all, man. He can get to the quarterback. He had 31 pressures last year. He can. So I really think this is a really good pick. And I love the concept of doubling down on Georgia defensive players all day, baby, all day.
So Brandon Thorne, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Brandon Thorne. He does trench warfare. Incredible follow if you want to learn about offensive line. You can go subscribe to his email list. He puts out free content and paid content. Great teacher of the game. He just put out a tweet that said the Eagles draft and the Ravens drafts are greater than all else. And so I'm about to quote tweet his highlight reel for Cam Jurgens. You guys can check out. But he's apparently pretty high on the pick. He said that when he watches Jurgens, Jason Kelce was the first place his thought went, and that was before the Eagles drafted him. So giving you a little bit of context there with him. Nakobe Dean, that's an A+ pick for me. I mean, at this point, I don't care what the medicals are. It's worth the risk. Like, the guy should have gone in the first round. You're getting him in the third round. If he plays one game and blows up his knee and never plays again, it was still worth the risk you took at pick 83 to go get this guy.
100%. 100%,
yeah.
Man.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. Howie, you son of a bitch, Howie. I can't believe you pulled this off. It really is the Dumb and Dumber gif. I just tweeted it out, but
yeah, like, me too.
just when I think you couldn't get any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself. And that's where I'm gonna leave I'm gonna leave off here, fellas. I'm gonna go celebrate. I'm gonna say A-, taking Nakobe Dean, because I value mid-round picks a little less than I think a lot of other people do. I only value them when you can take a guy like Nakobe Dean, but when you take a guy like Cam Jurgens, if that happened in the fourth round, I probably wouldn't even really bat an eye. And like you guys said, if they took Dean at 51 and took Jurgens at 83, it would feel different. I'm trying to feel the same way I would feel as if that would have happened. And if that would have happened, if they would have taken Dean at 51, I think we would have felt like it was house money going into 83. Like, I don't think we would have been like, oh, we need this. We need this player. I think we would have been like, you know what? We're feeling pretty good with Davis, Brown, and Dean.
Oh.
So